What is going on, everyone? This is NinjaGeek here. We have some Battlefield 1 on the screen right now. Open beta gameplay. I think it's pretty cool to go back and see what happened during the open beta. Just have this footage on my hard drive. I don't believe I ever used it because it's here. So I'm going to use it for today's video, which kind of goes similarly. Is going to be talking about Battlefield 5, my thoughts on Battlefield 5, on the trailer, on just everything in general, and why I won't be buying it. Now, prominently, I am a Call of Duty player, I guess you could say. I guess you could say a fanboy, but not really of the recent Call of Duty games, more of the past ones. So I've played Call of Duty for a very long time, and Battlefield isn't my main game. It's just the game that I think is pretty fun to play occasionally, even though I haven't played it in a long time. Now, the Battlefields that I have played are Battlefield 3, 4, and Battlefield 1 here. So I don't think, I never played Hardline. I think I played maybe the beta of Hardline, if I remember, but I definitely just played 3, 4, and 5, and I definitely think 3 was the best one out of all of these. Or I mean 3, 4, and 1, sorry. I'm going to get the names confused throughout this video because it's very confusing, the order. And so anyways, Battlefield 5. Many people do not like Battlefield 5 already. There's a lot of controversy, as you already know, from the females to the trailer to the setting. There's a lot of things about Battlefield 5 that people don't like. And originally, I wasn't really going to make a video about this, but I kind of wanted to shed a different light today about why I just don't understand DICE's decisions when marketing Battlefield 5 to the gaming community. Otherwise, like, if they just released this trailer and, you know, let's say everybody liked it but I didn't, I probably wouldn't make a video about it. Or if they marketed it great but I just didn't really like the game in general, I don't know if I'd make a video on it. But I'm making a video on it because I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about what I'm about to talk about here. So there's the obvious things first is just the trailer itself. It was way too action-packed for a Battlefield game, and I can tell you exactly why it was like that. Because Call of Duty is its main competitor. Now, I guess not recently, especially with Black Ops 4 going back to, going forward more with the future. So I guess going back to the future with what we had in Black Ops 3, maybe DICE saw that, you know, World War II was a good game, like people, you know, and they were afraid, I guess, of what Activision had next. So they thought that Activision was going to come out with some kind of like modern game to kind of compete. So Battlefield and DICE, EA and DICE probably put together some kind of action-packed trailer, which is what we saw, to kind of compete with Call of Duty, make it similar. And obviously the gameplay is not like that. It was just like that and put together and scripted for that trailer. And yeah, so I just don't really think that it really showed a good example of what the game was. Now, Battlefield 5 is set in World War II, and I really did not get that vibe at all from the trailer, as did many other people. As far as the way that the characters looked in the game, as well as just like the setting and overall like aesthetics, you wouldn't really guess it was World War II until you saw the weaponry that the players themselves were holding. But other than that, it is a World War II game, and it is called Battlefield 5. That's my next issue. Why is it called Battlefield 5? I know that's kind of a nitpicky thing, but Battlefield 1 was set in World War II. Now, if they did Battlefield 2, then it would kind of maybe get confused with Battlefront 2, like BF2, but then they also had Star Wars Battlefront 1, so, but I don't know, but I don't even think that has any kind of factor into do with it. I was just thinking of, like, nicknames. So maybe they wanted to continue on further, and maybe they didn't want to confuse it with its own series about how they had, like, an older Battlefield game. But, like, honestly, like, I think I would rather see just Battlefield, call it Battlefield 2 or something else, anything else other than Battlefield 5, because me thinking Battlefield 5 when they first announced that they were making Battlefield 5 was thinking it was going to be in a modern setting, which I would have much rather had, because we just had a World War II setting, or a World War I setting, and we had World War II with Call of Duty, and so now it's kind of getting, well, everyone's trying to do a World War II game or past game, and I think that a modern game would have better suited them. But either way, even if they are doing a World War II game, I don't understand why it's called Battlefield 5, and the logo and graphics and animations and stuff like that, like the blue logo, it just doesn't really fit the theme of World War II. That's my opinion on that. So the trailer itself, did not like it at all, and I didn't really feel like it suited Battlefield very well, even though I'm not coming from a Battlefield standpoint for the most part. I think many will agree that it just didn't suit the needs of what Battlefield needed. Now, the other side of things are the people that are saying that there's females in the game and that how that's not historically accurate, which is all not that true, because in fact, there were females that fought in World War II. They were not as prominent as the males, but they did fight in World War II, so it would be okay. I'm very okay with having females in the game, and I don't honestly really care that much about historical accuracy, even though these games try and push historical accuracy, but then don't. It's kind of confusing when you're making a past game and you don't know what you're talking about, but in general, if you're making a game about World War II, it should be somewhat historically accurate, and I feel like they are obviously trying to cater to different people and different play styles, in other words. So that's why they're including women in Battlefield 2, and many other games as well are doing this, within Call of Duty not recently, but within the past few years we've seen more female characters being created, and different other games out there that do the same thing. They just want to appeal to a mass population versus just a set few people, and with this setting in World War II, it makes sense that they would do that because it's not all that historically accurate wrong, so I don't have a problem with that. However, there's one lurking problem that really set it off for me, and that was the fact that they prominently protruded this female character in the trailer and on the cover of the game. Now, like I said again, I don't have problem with females in video games or anything like that, and I don't understand why it's such a big controversy to begin with, but the problem that I have with it is that DICE honestly saw this coming. They had to have. I mean, I am not the smartest person in the world, and I would have saw this coming. So if I would have saw this coming, then I don't know how DICE let this slip right over their heads. But females are in the cover and prominently there right in your face in the trailer. There's one female that's just there right in your face. And they already knew the controversy that was within COD World War II last year with the reveal and how people were complaining about females in the game and this and that. So what does DICE do? They prominently show a female as the main character of Battlefield 5, and they don't really think anything of it until everyone starts complaining. Now, obviously, like I said, I don't have a problem with females in the game, but they set this up. They set themselves up for failure. I mean, they honestly did. If they didn't see that coming, then that's their own fault. Now, Battlefield 5 will have a premium, or no premium pass and free loot boxes, or no loot boxes, I should say. Sorry, I messed that up. So it's going to be just you buy what you want with the cosmetic stuff and you get everything like the maps and stuff for free, which is how it should be. So that's going to be absolutely fantastic, and that's great. But on the other hand, it just makes me not want to buy the game because I'm not really that into Battlefield in general. It's a fun game to play sometimes for myself, but Battlefield 5 definitely just doesn't do it for me. Especially with all that I've talked about here, and the fact that it just doesn't really look like World War II from the marketing standpoint, from the trailer standpoint, and all the controversy over it, and I don't really like that and everything to do with this game so far. So let me know your thoughts down below. I will see you on the next one. This is NinjaGeek. I'm out, and peace.